Hi everyone! In this video I just wanted to talk you through 3 different activities that you can easily do in the home that provide sensory calming feedback to people who might be feeling quite anxious or more stressed during this time. So I wanted to think of some things that would be easy to achieve in the home with things that you might already have available to you. So I'm going to talk you through 3 different things, but I would just say to check with your own sensory integration practitioner or occupational therapist if you or your child has one, just so that you are following any advice that they might have already given you. So the first activity that you could do would be to offer hand or foot massage. So some people won't like the feel of sort of creams or oils on them. They might prefer to have a dry massage where you don't use anything. But if the person is okay with you using cream or oil or maybe something that's scented, like lavender or something, then obviously you could use that. And when you're giving a hand massage, if possible, in order to make it sort of more calming and to give calming feedback, happy signals to the brain, the trick is to try and do it slowly and to apply a little bit of pressure. So you obviously want to check with the person that it feels okay, and if you want to apply more pressure, then you need to obviously get their consent, or watch for any sort of behavioural responses if you're doing it to somebody who is non-verbal. But if you can sort of go slowly and work through each finger, the palm, the back of the hand, and maybe you might go onto the forearm, then by giving this sort of slow, more deep pressure massage, you're giving them deep pressure touch, which is known to be calming to the brain. So quite relaxing, and you might want to think about the environment at the same time, so perhaps having the TV off and maybe having some relaxing music, or just doing it in peace and quiet. You might not have the main lights on, you might have side lights, you might have some candles lit with some calming smells like lavender, or sort of maybe vanilla, and just to take your time. That's the key, really. Okay, so the next activity. So the second idea that I wanted to share with you, and perhaps one of the easiest to achieve within the home, is to drink through a straw or a sports bottle, one like this that has a straw built into it, or there's another sort where you have to pull the lid up to open it and then to suck the fluid up. So this is an oral sensory activity, and they're really good for helping to organise the brain, increase attention, help to soothe and calm somebody. So you could offer drinks regularly through a straw. It might be in a bottle like this, it might be a glass with a plastic or a cardboard straw in it, or it might be a carton of juice. 2 ways that you can adapt it to make it a bit harder, I suppose, and to build in a bit more resistance, is that you could have thicker fluids. So for example, instead of having water or squash in here, I could put a smoothie or a milkshake in here, because these will be harder to suck up the straw. So the lips, the cheek, the tongue, they all have to work much harder, they have to tense more, so it provides a lot more sensory feedback. And then the second idea to adapt it would be to use a bendy straw or a curvy straw that you can wash and reuse again. So again, the more bends and loops that it has, the further the liquid has got to go, and the more resistance and effort the person has got to go to put in order to get the fluid out. So the increased effort will mean that there's increased sensory feedback. So that's a really good way to provide regular sensory calming feedback throughout the day, because we all eat and drink throughout the day. Okay, the last activity. Okay, so with the last activity, I'm just going to show you our sofa beforehand. and this is it now. So long as you don't mind a little bit of mess and your sofa being moved around, you can use the cushions from your sofa to cover a person, and you might want to get them to sit in the corner if you can, or if you have an L-shaped sofa, then they can push their bum into the corner as much as possible. So by building a bit of a fort or a den, if you like, with the sofa cushions, that's giving my body some deep pressure touch, but it's also, the cushions are telling my body where it is in space, so it's helping to put a boundary around my body, if you like, and that's really calming and grounding for the brain. So this could be a nice activity to do at any time. But particularly it might be nice to do of an evening, maybe again dim the lights, perhaps do it during the time of the evening where you're trying to wind somebody down, ready for thinking about going to sleep. So it's a really nice, easy way of providing some deep pressure and added proprioception to let us know where our body is in space. So I hope that these have been helpful. We'll think about some other activities to share with you again soon. But for now, maybe give these a go, and please share your pictures or post your stories or drop us an email to let us know how you've got on. Bye!